first I should say that I served as the chair of the External Advisory Board for the CIA. I've served on the Defense Business Board. I've held the highest clearances available to a civilian for a number of years. And because of that, I have had the opportunity to review information about, who our enemies are and what are they doing. And I think we have to have clarity about who our enemies are and what we're doing, what they're doing. And I think it is the most important role of the federal government to protect the nation. And so I think when our nation is threatened, we must respond appropriately in pursuit of our own self-interest. I also think that nations that have a stake in the global economy are less likely to be our enemies. They may be difficult allies at times, but that's different from being an enemy. And that is why I think global trade is all to the good. It's not just that it creates jobs for us here at home, it's also that it helps drive up standards of living and integrate nations into the global economy, which I think is all to the good. Never mind the fact that it raises people out of poverty around the world as well. I do think we need clarity about who are friends and who are enemies. And I think we need to treat friends and enemies differently. I know it sounds so basic, but I don't think that always is what goes on. I think the current flap between the Obama administration and Israel is not helpful. Israel is a friend. Israel is an ally. Israel is a strategic and important and unique ally in the region, and a public flap with them is not useful, particularly when Iran continues to defy the international community, threaten the extinction of Israel, and build a nuclear weapon. Am I answering your question?
Yeah.
Can I just interrupt you with that? Do you think that we should be against the settlements and that the Israelis should be expanding settlements in and around Jerusalem?
Well, one of the things that I found troubling about this whole flap is the territory in East Jerusalem where this zoning decision was announced, and in truth, they didn't pick the best time to announce it, but it was a zoning decision. It was step 3 in a 7-step process. Nothing is going to happen for a number of years. That particular part of East Jerusalem was part of what Ariel Sharon negotiated with the United States when he withdrew from the West Bank in a unilateral concession, but basically said these parts of East Jerusalem shouldn't be up for discussion or grabs when we get to a 2-state solution. So, I think the Obama administration has made 2 mistakes, honestly, with regard to this whole issue. One mistake is to turn it into a big public relations imbroglio and a big fight between allies, culminating with this closed-door 3.5-hour meeting and no press conference afterwards, which clearly raises concern about the quality of the friendship right now. But I think the other mistake was that it, in essence, began to treat all settlements as equivalent. And all settlements are not equivalent. And so I think it's sort of thrown into the negotiating pot something that the Israelis thought was out of the negotiating pot. And I don't think that's helpful either.